You are directing your energy field at yourself, which is a loaded weapon already in your possession. You pull the trigger each time you go against your instincts in order to gain approval from others. The worst aspect about it all, because no one has tried to teach you how strong you truly are, you are completely unaware that you are engaging in this behavior. You learned how to be a good person, how to surveil, and how to blend in with the crowd. On the other hand, how to control energy. I do not know how to safeguard your field, not how to understand how to avoid confusing worry with alignment. At this same moment, your vitality is not lacking. It is not functioning properly, pursuing your objectives, your health, and your sense of self-worth in the opposite direction. However, it is not because you are broken, rather it is because you are broadcasting on a frequency that you did not want to use. What about the entire world? Simply responding to that is what it is. Having a positive attitude is not the topic of this video. Neither tips nor hacks are relevant here. This pertains to battle, the kind that is quiet. This is the kind of battle you wage every day within your own body without even being aware that your strength has been weaponized against you. But there is where it ends. You will no longer need to explain things once you have learned how to control your energy. You give up the pursuit, putting an end to the leaking of your field into lives that never earned it. When you stop shooting at yourself, you start shooting at the world around you. Energy moves in the direction that focus goes. You may not be able to see it, but you have most likely experienced it throughout your entire life. When someone walks into a room, there is a change that occurs. The feeling of having your stomach plummet just before something terrible occurs. The manner in which people might deplete you simply by conversing with you. Indeed, that is not intuition. There you have your energy field, and it is always changing in some way. Every single idea that you have, every single emotion that you try to repress, and every single situation that you enter serves to feed, distort, or amplify it. However, the system was never designed to demonstrate this to you. You have been taught to disregard the energy layer that exists in the world. And you ask, wait, the reason for this is that once you comprehend how it operates, you inevitably become unmanageable. With a scientific perspective, your energy field can be described as electromagnetic. The electromagnetic field that is produced by your heart can be felt outside of your body for a distance of several feet. This field has an effect that can be measured on the environment around you. The electrical signals that are sent out by your brain are able to synchronize with those of other people. It is for this reason that feelings are infectious. What causes you to enter a stressful situation and sense it immediately, even before anybody else has a chance to speak? What causes you to start overthinking when you are in the company of worried people? Once you finish the chat, do you ever feel exhausted? On the other hand, there was nothing wrong? The interaction between your energy field and theirs is what you see. It is referred to as entrainment in scientific circles. The frequency that is most prevalent in the room is physically being synchronized with your body. A belief is not what this is. It can be quantified. Really, it is. In addition, it occurs on a regular basis. Within the framework of quantum mechanics, the observer effect demonstrates that your consciousness alone is capable of influencing the outcome. The observer effect is a quantum phenomena that has been demonstrated. When particles are examined, they are observed to behave in a different manner. The manner in which you pay attention, or the act of noticing, can quite literally alter the course of an event. That your awareness is not passive is indicated by this. It's an inventive approach. Do you ever get the feeling that when you put your full attention on a person or a goal, they suddenly appear before you? What about the fact that they text you when you stop checking your phone? That is not a miracle. This is the result of concentration-inducing energy. Prayer, purpose, and manifestation all operate according to the same fundamental principle. Concentrated awareness modifies the playing field. When seen from a metaphysical perspective, your energy field can be thought of as the hallmark of your soul. All of your history, all of your potential, and all of your power are contained within it. In most cases, people choose to disregard this layer, but this one is the most profound. Not only are waves and signals components of your energy field, your emotional history, your beliefs, your ambitions, and the truth of your vibration are all stored within you. It is because of this that two people can enter a room, yet only one of them will be noticed. Why some individuals get a sense of security the moment they enter your environment. Also, some people can be irritating even when they are trying to be courteous. When you first met someone, did you feel as though you had known them for a very long time? There is no coincidence in that. Your fields are the ones that recall things that your mind does not. Memories are carried by energy. Your spiritual fingerprint is reflected in it. On the other hand, here is the truth. You have the ability to program your energy field memory. People in positions of authority have been aware of this fact for ages. You were designed by them then, via language, through traumatic experiences, and through repeated actions. Now is the time to reclaim your vitality, your energy, and your living force. On the other hand, mastery is not achieved in theory. This is accomplished by the use of repetition, awareness, and intentional interference. You need to have a strategy, owing to the fact that your energy field exhibits patterns. Moreover, once you have mastered these three foundations, I guarantee that you will be able to and will change those patterns with permanent effect. What you refuse to confront cannot be overcome. Know where your energy is leaking out, as this is the first step toward gaining power. If so, weaponized in their field, the majority of people are seen walking around with open tabs. Wounds from the past, poisonous relationships, and repressed guilt. However, you are not the majority of individuals. We will begin by creating a map of your field. Who is it that drains you? What rituals dull your senses? Which thoughts give you a boost of energy? What kinds of settings give you the impression that you are getting smaller? Make use of a daily resource log. Maintain a record of your ideas, feelings, and interactions. The pattern is equivalent to the portal. You can find the source code by following every emotional pattern that occurs repeatedly. Give this a shot. Ask yourself, where am I leaking power? While you close your eyes. It is the answer that your rational mind has been trained to disregard that is the first one that you receive. Take a listen to it. To be careful, however, mostly due to the fact that men and women experience energy bleeding in various ways. One size does not fit all when it comes to the way your energy leaks. Your biology, your conditioning, and the archetypal patterns that you take into your life all contribute to its formation. All right, let's dissect this. That is because you will not be able to figure out how to halt your leak if you do not know how it feels. When your energy is out of balance, it manifests itself in the form of mental fragmentation for guys. As a result of overthinking, overanalyzing, executing, and mending, you find yourself stuck in a loop. The pressure to provide, to prove, and to produce is that you feel. In addition, when you are not moving, you have the impression that you are failing. However, here's the reality. There is no such thing as a continual output of power. Rather, it is the result of energy alignment. The majority of guys disregard this, or they were taught incorrectly. Your energy field will disperse when your actions are not connected to your intentions, as you can see. That is the point at which you gradually and covertly lose control over the course of time. The question now is, how do you correct it? Only one distinct aim should be the focus of your attention each day. Quit trying to multitask. Each and every tab that you have open depletes you. Exert your body in a deliberate manner. Raise another object. Hurry up. If necessary, deliver a punch to the air. Clarity of the body is equivalent to clarity of the spirit. And most importantly, schedule some time for silence. It is inevitable that your energy will eventually force it if you do not produce it. There is a total and utter difference for women. When you are experiencing a loss of energy, it frequently manifests itself as a rushed intuition. You have a feeling that something is not quite right. You choose to ignore it, however, since you do not wish to be tough, you do not wish to overthink the situation, or you do not have enough time. However, here is the reality. When you are a woman, you cannot be in a hurry while also being in your full strength. In moments of silence, slowness, and attentiveness to your inner voice, your feminine energy flourishes. When you are continuously switching roles, changing, trying to please other people, or stifling your inner knowing, you are actually draining energy from your very core. The question now is, how can you remedy that? Put your faith in the very first sensation you experience. The way in which your body behaves, for instance. Before you are forced to justify yourself, you should say no. You should slow down, even if doing so causes discomfort to other individuals. The instant you stop betraying your own pace, your field will begin to heal itself automatically. This brings us to the second pillar, instructions on how to purify your energy field and get rid of any contaminants. The energy will not lie, however, it is possible for it to be buried. The vast majority of the things that are slowing down your field did not even begin with you. It must be inherited. It is generational. A group effort, created from the moment of birth. That does not, however, imply that it is permanent. One is able to clear it. In males and women, cleansing takes on a different appearance because of the numerous ways in which your body stores energy. There is a difference in how your nervous system reacts. Therefore, your process of release ought to be compatible with your internal wiring. For guys, cleaning does not include a collapse in their emotional state. Releasing pressure in a manner that is within control is the goal here. As a result of excessive thinking, anxiety, and the ongoing requirement to maintain composure, men have a tendency to store energy in both their minds and bodies. The weight of that emotional burden becomes bodily. Jaw that is tense, shoulders that are rigid. The breath is shallow. However, here's the reality. The things that are stuck in your nervous system are impossible to outthink. Engaging the body with intention is the means by which you detoxify, not by means of disorder. However, through the application of concentration and physical movement that brings consciousness back into the body. Give this a shot. Begin lifting weights. Take a long walk without listening to any music. Take a shower in the cold. Or you might try doing breath work with resistance. You should allow the movement to serve as the release valve. It is not a distraction, but rather a reset. The next step is to spend some time with the silence. The genuine clearing takes place at that precise moment after the movement has taken place, not in the background noise, however, in a peaceful manner. There is no need for you to disintegrate. To exhale, all you need is some privacy. Through presence, women are able to discharge their emotions, which is the essence of cleaning. Women have a tendency to take in energy from their surroundings, relationships, feelings that are not expressed, and the pressures that they face from society, and then store it in their hearts, wombs, and nerve systems. It is possible for that energy to transform into anxiety, burnout, and weariness if you do not give yourself enough time to handle it. You do not have to try to rationalize the emotions that you are experiencing. In order to safely feel it and allow it to pass, you need some distance. Give this a shot. Put on music that makes you feel good and allow your body to move in a way that is natural to you. Please allow the tears to fall if they do. While you are in the hot water, verbalize what it is that you are letting go of. The ability to flow rather than to stifle is where your strength lies. When it comes to women, cleansing is not about cleaning, but about permission. Stopping yourself from rushing through your own feelings is the first step toward letting go. The field is now free for you to play on. It is no longer happening. Nevertheless, this is only the beginning, mostly due to the fact that cleansing does not confer any authority on you. Rather, it merely produces a blank canvas. The real power comes from consciously programming the field to work in your favor. Absolutely no one will ever teach you that. From a point of stagnation, turmoil, and fear, the majority of people attempt to manifest. Wishes, hopes, scripts, and affirmations are all things that they do. But all of this is piled on top of a signal that has been jumbled. To do so would be like to planting seeds in concrete and then asking why they do not sprout. First you will cleanse. And what about now? You are quite precise in your broadcasting. It's time to ditch the passive journaling and the hazy vision boards. You need to experience a new reality before it ever exists if you want your field to be able to lock in that reality. Quantum intention setting is where it comes into play at this point. Your own question. Imagine that it had already taken place. How would my body react? What gait would I take? In what way would my room appear? Describe what I would smell, hear, wear, and say. This particular aspect is what manipulates the subconscious, mostly due to the fact that the subconscious does not react to language. Repetition and sensory input both elicit a response from it. This is the secret that no one will ever tell you. One's thoughts are not the source of creation. While you are holding that concept, it is the field that you broadcast via. What is an example? Imagining yourself free from financial constraints. In a bank account, you shouldn't just look at the numbers. While you are drinking tea on a Tuesday morning, you should feel your body relax because there is no strain. Sense the weight that was on your shoulders disappear. Imagine looking at your phone and seeing deposits, but not with a sense of shock, but rather with a sense of quiet anticipation. Imagine being able to be and do whatever you want without any restrictions. At this point, you are communicating in the domain of energy. As you are aware, you should raise your vibration. In the real world, however, what does that imply? Not by pretending to be someone you are not, but rather by conforming your feelings, your body, and your energy to the person you are becoming. Movement is the most important thing. Because of the fact that your body stores memories, when you move in different ways, you reveal new signals, perform the frequency. 432 has for the opening of the heart, or 528 has for the repair of DNA. Dance rather than perform. Move in the way that your spirit desires you to move. Despite the fact that no one is listening, you should still smile and speak your objectives out loud. Put on a different outfit. Reorganize the space you have. Consume food as if you love yourself. There is a vibratory anchor in each and every micro-action. Furthermore, resonance is equal to recurrence. If you continue to do it, the field will shut in. As you can see, you do not need to force high frequency. All you need to do is stop repeating the lower frequency pattern. As soon as you have mastered the ability to feel and communicate it, you will continue to reinforce it until it becomes your baseline. This serves as your template for energy, a straightforward, non-negotiable approach that provides you with a consistent frequency regardless of what is going on in the outside world. Consider a morning routine that helps you set your intentions, such as doing breath work, drinking cold water, or using the mirror command. You can recenter your energy field with the help of this midday anchor, a nighttime integration that reduces the amount of residue. It is not necessary for it to be complicated, but in order for it to be intentional. When you do this, you will be able to stop reacting to energy and begin leading it. Consequently, you are probably wondering, what if I am absent for a day? However, you are asking the wrong question. The goal is not to achieve perfection. It is important to remember that as you go back to your blueprint, you are retraining your energy to trust you once more. Do you have any idea what occurs when your energy field begins to take you seriously? Initially, everything is tranquil, but then all of a sudden, everything shifts. You give up looking for further opportunities. You will notice that they begin arriving in your email at just the proper moment. It is unnecessary for you to explain yourself. In addition, when you speak, people suddenly listen more attentively. You give up your struggle to garner approval. Additionally, you will begin to see the version that you have been developing in private reflected back to you. You will become aware of the change in subtle and indisputable ways. Someone comes to mind for you. Also, they send you a message. You begin a new daily routine. It is supported by a series of synchronicities that align. You make your way into a room. Also, individuals modify their energy to match yours, rather than the other way around. Have a rest, and manage to do more than you did while you were exerting yourself. You speak that which is true, and the appropriate individuals show up with no effort required to persuade them. The sensation of manifestation shifts from one of exertion to one of crystal clear understanding. At this point, you are not making any effort to attract anything. Those who are drawn to you are drawn to you. When this happens, your field will begin to lock in. Whenever your frequency becomes more powerful than the world around you, this is the moment when life begins to respond to you like a mirror, with the timing being just right. You have stopped leaking, doubting, or hesitating, which is why you have stopped. Additionally, you began communicating your future self with a strong conviction. Using this method, you will become magnetic, not via a lot of effort. The performance is not the focus. However, by means of energetic design. And once you have that understanding, you are not just able to attract the life that you desire. The command is yours. However, here is the twist that the majority of people fail to notice. It is not just during the most significant occasions that true energetic design occurs. In addition to the profound meditations, the rituals, and the breakthroughs, it is also during other times. It falls somewhere in the middle. It is the minute movements, the times when no one witnesses. In light of the fact that skill is not always showy, occasionally it's as simple as brushing your teeth while dancing as if you're already liberated. These energy disruptions will rewire your frequency and force you out of the low vibration autopilot that you have been operating in. Doing something like dancing while brushing your teeth is a great way to get your body involved before your head can catch up. In this way, you are able to circumvent resistance. There is also the option of smiling at yourself in the mirror. even if it seems like a fake smile. The difference is completely indiscernible to your nervous system. You're teaching it to have faith in happiness. Or you might walk barefoot on the ground or grass. Allow your static to be drained away by the frequency of nature. You should talk to yourself as if you were a child that you adore. Reduce the volume of your inner voice. Tone is the first thing that energy reacts to before it reacts to rationality. Make a complete circuit. Have no reason to laugh. There is no cause to hum. Make the seriousness less serious. These are ancient resets of energy that are disguised as an act of foolishness. Take a moment to look up at the sky and do nothing at all for the next 60 seconds. Give yourself over to the world. Is that a pause? It broadens the scope of your work. After taking a deep breath, express your gratitude. Your mind will be conditioned to equate survival with thankfulness rather than fear for survival. Give yourself permission to cry while it happens, but grin as soon as it's over. You will be calibrated to strength rather than guilt as a result of this transformation. Offer someone a compliment in silence. The expansion of your energy field occurs when you send energy without the requirement for external approval. Record a voice message for your future self to listen to. Put your intention into a shape that is audible. When it comes to the realm of energy, sound is structure. The following is an illustration of a daily energy management tools that you might find useful. When you first open your eyes in the morning, the first thing you should do is smile. Afterward, stretch out like a cat. Both the regulations and the form are absent. Simply get moving. In order to break habitual mental loops, it is helpful to say something ludicrous out loud. Go on a walk without shoes on, or put your hand on a tree during the middle of the day. Every hour, close your eyes and hum for 10 seconds as you set a timer for yourself. Do not forget to leave a post-it note for your older self. Wherever you are, something that is pleasant. Your phone should be turned off in the evening. Perform a dance in your room as if you were 12 years old once more. Say to yourself, "We made it." When you look at yourself in the mirror, keep a journal in which you record everything that went good throughout the last day. If you think that something is too difficult or impossible, you are mistaken. Let us stop assuming that transformation is something that only happens to those who are fortunate. It is the spiritual. It is the successful. It has already been healed. That is not the case. That is a deception designed to keep you subdued, causing oneself to fail. The roots of true transformation are found in the soil. When things go wrong, nobody notices it. During the late-night rush, when your chest feels tight and your mind refuses to shut out, you are in a spiral. During those instances that never receive acclaim, such as "I can't deal with this anymore." Are you aware of anything else that starts in the dark? Everything that is real and everything that grows begins in the shadows, where it is quiet, where no one is watching, and where the old version of you dies a little so that the actual version may take root. Seeds, roots, wombs, the stars, and everything else that grows begins in the shadows. When you feel like you're falling behind, broken, or buried, that's a wonderful thing. This indicates that you are precisely the point at which transformation starts, and the following step is totally up to you. The initial step is as follows. To begin the 30-day Energy Field Mastery Challenge, click here. It is simply you, your energy, and the decision to finally take back your power. There is no filler and there is no perfection. Due to the fact that you have waited for a sufficient amount of time, the version of you that is already free is not much further away. In fact, they are right here waiting for you to recall them. Adjust your frequency, please. You need to rewire your life, and this is not a typical occurrence. A ceremony, a reset, and a recollection of who you actually are before the world instructed you to shrink are all things that is involved in this. These are the guidelines. You need to maintain a daily routine. Whether it's 1 minute or 1 hour, it hardly makes a difference. Instead of striving for perfection, your field responds to consistency. Follow it up. Keep a journal, make a note on your digital device, or write it down on your calendar. How come? Because when you measure energy, you begin to understand the patterns that you have created for yourself. There will be no skipping. The process begins over if you miss a day. This time, it is not as a form of punishment, but rather as a message to your subconscious that you truly mean it. Watching is not enough. Broadcasting. The focus of this challenge is not on consumption, but rather on embodiment. The first week, awareness and field mapping. Discovering your leaks, habits, and unconscious programming should be your final goal. 1 day. Prompt for the journal. When it comes to energy, where do I lose the most? The 2nd day. Take 10 minutes to be silent without any music or phone calls. Observe how your field feels. 3 days in, keep a record of every interaction you have today, including who drains you and who fuels you. The 4th day. Use a body scan meditation to pinpoint the areas of your body that are holding tension. The 5th day, then say this out loud. But I am not my history. This moment, I am here. The 6th day. Refuse to accept something that is not in alignment, even if it is a minor issue. 7th day. Verify the mirror. Take 3 minutes to look into your eyes without passing judgment. Just be aware of what you see. This week, releasing and purifying the body. The objective is to cut cords, let go of weight, and restore energy. The 8th day. Compose a letter to a specific name. Not going to send it. Don't hold on to what's stuck. The 9th day. Engage in a bath or shower that is purifying. Clearly articulate what it is that you are letting go of. Day 10. Carry out a session of breath work. The box breathing technique, also known as the 4 and 4 hold, 4 out and 4 hold days. Today is day 11. Every time you experience a familiar emotional trigger, say to yourself, this one is over with me. Day 12 was today. Cry, shout, move, and let something out without fear of being judged. Day 13. Take anything that embodies your previous identity and either burn it, shred it up, or throw it away. Day 40. Unfollow the 5 accounts that are draining your energy. Create space for frequencies that are higher. The 3rd week. Amplifying and programming our processes. Intention. Your next level frequency should be locked in. Day 15. Imagine your future self waking up from a deep sleep. What is the aroma that permeates the space? Where can I get the schedule? It is day 16 now. Construct a playlist that corresponds to the energy level of your next level. Proceed in that direction. The 17th day. Affirmations of your future self should be spoken out in front of the mirror. Day 18. Make some changes to the things in your room that are no longer in line with who you are. The 19th day. Take a step as if your energy field is made of gold. Pay attention to how people respond. It is day 20. Take care of your body by eating, dressing, and moving as if you already have the life you're calling in. Today is day 21. Put your blueprint for your energy field in writing, your new usual state of affairs. The 4th week. Both embodiment and field integration are important. Intention. Establish this as your new standard. It is day 22. A single act of silence should be performed on purpose. Disconnect in order to reconnect. It is day 23. In order to help someone, you do not require credit. Feel the expansion of your field. It is day 24. Before going to sleep, give yourself a grin. Let's call it a nice day for us. This is day 25. Walk around barefoot in the natural environment. There is no reason to express gratitude. It is day 26. Reiterate. I have a magnetic presence. When it comes to my field, before I do. It is day 27. Honor even the smallest of victories, even if no one else notices them. This is day 28. Today is the day to be explicit about your boundaries. Put your frequency on hold. This is day 29. Watch your favorite sequence from a movie that gives you a sense of authority when you watch it. 30 days in the beginning, you should write a letter to yourself. It should be read aloud. You are no longer the same person you were before. Activation of the bonus. This is an optional step. Every day, record a video of yourself saying, "This is who I am becoming." The film should be 30 seconds long. I have already become this person. As of the 30th day, watch all of them in succession. You will observe the change. The shift will be audible to you, simply because it is already taking place. Moreover, the individuals you are about to encounter are not experts in their field. Not many people know them. Even worse, they are not real. However, they are based on people who are similar to you. The kind of person who made a decision to alter the frequency of their entire existence in a stealthy manner. Present yourself to Jack, Maya, and Celine. Despite the fact that they are not real, all that they went through is, you'll certainly recognize some of them as well. This article presents 5 real-life examples of persons who underwent transformations. They are so similar to you. They began in the same place that you are right now, but they made a different decision. I'd like to speak to you about Theo. Theo was 42 years old. You are successful, you are in good shape, you have a job, you are making money, and you have fulfilled all of the requirements. He was murdering it from the outside, However, on the inside, he was paralyzed by a quiet stress. There was no sleep. It is not peaceful, continually wired, always active, constantly keeping everything in order. Chest that is constricted, jaw that is rigid, pressure that is constant. As is the case with the majority of guys, he referred to it as normal and just continued to go forward, except for the morning when his body told him no. Attack of the heart, mild. To put it another way, this was a man who did everything in the right way. Good for you food, maintaining a steady income, don't light up, the gym on 3 days every week. And yet, what? It was a breakdown in his nervous system. How come? Due to the fact that he disregarded his energy field for 20 years. He believed that in order to be reliable, he needed to repress his emotions. It was his belief that being powerful required never taking a break. He was under the impression that being successful meant constantly being under pressure. However, this is a fiction. You are now being fed by them. As soon as Theo exited that hospital bed, he made a decision that he had not before considered. This is the end of running on empty. No more pursuing after. Creating it was going to be his plan. The fundamentals were where he began. Walking without making a sound. Saying no without feeling guilty about it. Additionally, he was guarding his energy as if it were his work. And what do you think? After clearing his field, he fell behind in his life, not due to any sort of sorcery. On the other hand, since he stopped giving up on himself. It's not just that Theo is an example. He is a reflection of himself. To any man who believes that exhaustion is a sign of strength. I am writing this letter for every man who is quietly falling apart because he has never been taught how to control his own energy. Do not therefore wait for your body to start shutting you down. Don't wait for the floor to fall. Before it is too late, you should not wait. You still have the ability to make a decision at this moment. During the time that everyone else was celebrating her success, she was engaged in a war of silence. She was perplexed as to why engaging in idle chatter resulted in exhaustion. Why she felt exhausted for hours after being in groups. What was it about bright lights and loud voices that provoked her need to vanish? As a result, she adjusted quickly. She gained knowledge at an early age. In the event that she was able to perform adequately, they would leave her alone. She then constructed masks to be used in school, one for the workplace, an option for dating. It's for the family. Every one of them was created to blend in. When compared to the risk of being misunderstood, blending in felt more secure. She amassed a collection of face expressions. Laughter was a practice. Eye contact was something she studied in the mirror as if it were a skill she could learn to master. From the outside, she appeared to be in good health. Very astute, written down. There was even charm. On the other hand, On the inside, she was trying to keep her nervous system under control, as if it were a bomb that may go off at any time. What is the most taxing aspect of it all? In fact, she was completely unaware of how much she was concealing, simply because it had turned into a habit. It was now a matter of survival. On the other hand, something has been making its way to the surface as of late. She is beginning to pay attention to a voice that tells her that she does not have to force herself to remain calm when she is feeling overwhelmed. It is no longer necessary for you to carry the burden of the world in quiet. And gradually, with each passing day, she is being able to relax without feeling guilty, refusing to accept something without offering an apology, allowing herself to move on from interactions that leave her feeling empty. Without providing an explanation, she allowed herself to stim, distance herself, halt, and breathe. Currently, she is not making any effort to be normal. This is her attempt to break away, and it's possible that she's more than one lady. Perhaps she would be thousands. While their nervous systems are screaming for a sense of comfort, they are quietly holding it together. And it's possible that this is a hint that you no longer need to keep everything together. You should also be aware that there are individuals who have the ability to manage energy, command health, riches, influence, and even the perception of time itself. If you are not convinced enough, you should know this. At first, this seems absurd, but after you comprehend the science, the psychology, and the history behind it, it becomes clear that this is not the case. Have you ever noticed that some people heal more quickly than others? They become ill, but they recover quickly. They age more slowly. The shine emanates from their skin. More quickly, their neurological system is able to readjust. Taking care of themselves is not the only thing they do. They are aware of how to bring their electromagnetic field into harmony. There is a meal shared by two individuals. One of them is bloated while the other digests well. How come? The reason for this is that one's field is irritated by emotional noise, and energy has an effect on biology. And there is evidence here. The body is shown to emit a measurable amount of electromagnetic energy according to research on biofields. It is distorted by stress. It can be repaired by breathwork, meditation, and grounding. Additionally, emotional trauma frequently comes before physical sickness. The wiring of your field has an effect on how your body reacts. This includes not only what you consume, but also what you think, feel, and take in. Earning money is not the source of wealth. It originates from the resonance. Take a look at successful business people, artists who create. Putting in a lot of effort is not enough. They are in agreement. As a result of their unwavering confidence and the fact that they do not second-guess every action, reality moves to accommodate them. They put their faith in their instincts. As opposed to fear, they move based on frequency. Additionally, when something does not work, they change their plan because they are aware that their energy will readjust more quickly than their strategy ever could. They do not perform better. Just to clarify, they are broadcasting a more powerful field. Putting in a lot of effort. Everything that you've done is praiseworthy. You have been up until a late hour. Although you have made sacrifices, nothing has stuck. While this is going on, another person is doing half of the labor, speaking less, and abundance is naturally flowing to them as if it were predetermined. It is not a matter of luck. Permission to use energy is granted. Not only did they follow the plan, but they also gave themselves permission to trust the pull. Every action is not being questioned by them. They have their feet planted firmly in the realm of certainty. In addition, the difference is felt in your field. Is the case with everyone else's. That is the law. Every single object is energy according to the rule of vibration. It is said that your inner world is reflected in your outer world according to the rule of correspondence. According to the law of cause and effect, the results you achieve are not solely dependent on the acts you take, but also on the frequency you emit. Here is the reality then. You can put in a lot of effort, but if your energy is filled with worry, perplexity, or self-doubt, you will definitely end up broke. You are free to repeat all of the affirmations. Nevertheless, if your industry is unsteady, money will not remain. Oh, I see. The pursuit of potential is not by money. It is looking for resonance. Your ability to attract what you want is directly proportional to the degree to which you trust your own energy. Clear thinking, not desperation, is what money reacts to. You will not attract financial success if your industry is telling you, I need this or I'm not safe, because the frequency of abundance is the frequency of safety. Opportunities come to those who are able to maintain a steady energy set point even when they are under duress, to be calm while others are rushing, to be clear when others are collapsing, and to be concentrated when others are making a lot of noise. First, you get a sense of a person's wealth before you even see the figures. It is the truth that can be gleaned from their posture, their tone, their decisions, and their frequency. In spite of this, the majority of people are unable to move forward. They have put in the effort, but they do not believe the indicator signs. They have a lack of faith in their own domain. Using rationality, they are able to overcome the draw. Due to the fact that they are still performing for safety, they constantly talk themselves out of alignment. The pursuit of proof is not intended for you. It is intended for you to pay attention to what your energy already acknowledges. You are prepared. Simply put, you do not have faith in who you are. The synchronicities that have been occurring recently. The feeling in your belly. That person who, out of the blue, brought up the very same idea that you were taking into consideration. In spite of the fact that it continues to tug you, you continue to put it off. There is no coincidence in that. You are always requesting permission to follow your energy field. which is attempting to lead you in the right direction. However, here is the reality. Currently, you are available. Your industry is already paying attention. Your response is the only thing that matters at this point. When it comes to time, we have been misled. You have been instructed to act as if it is already fixed. 24 hours, not enough at all, constantly making its escape. But in reality, time does not operate in that manner. In accordance with the principle of rhythm, everything in the cosmos moves in predictable cycles. Even your heartbeat, your breath, the seasons, the tides, your thoughts, and your emotions. Additionally, time begins to stretch out as you move in a rhythm that is in sync with those cycles. Not in a mystical sense at all. When it comes to the nerve system, using a flow state approach. Because the concept of time encompasses more than just minutes. Having presence is the key. The following is what takes place energetically. In the event that your field is dispersed, shifting between different thoughts, thinking too much, making use of multiple tasks, the act of forcing, reacting. The noise that you make is high energy. That noise is a waste of time. Your nervous system goes into survival mode as a result of the fact that your energy is coming out in 10 different directions at the same time. The levels of cortisol rise. The concentration wanes. Errors are that you are in a hurry. As the day passes, it disappears. That's not a very quick passage of time. That can be seen as your field being pulled out of alignment. However, when you are centered, your energy acts in a consistent manner. Instead of being sprayed like static, it is focused like a laser source. Your body begins to slow down. Your ideas facilitate clarity. Your breathing becomes more regular. And all of a sudden, you accomplish more in just 2 hours than you have in the previous 2 days combined. 1 hour spent in a stressful conference feels like 5 minutes, whereas 1 hour spent doing something you enjoy feels like 10 minutes. Have you ever noticed this? Or how time seems to stand still when you are in a precarious situation or experiencing intense feelings? In other words, your field is becoming extremely focused. Your view of the present moment is being expanded. In addition, while you are dispersed, you are scrolling. This is a tab switch. In between chores, you are checking your phone. Even after 3 hours have passed, you are unable to recall what you did. More hours are not required of you. It is necessary for your field to have minimal distortion. You do not have to move at a faster pace. In order to allow time to stretch out, you need to get present enough. It is the rhythm that is the secret. Indefinitely maintaining a high output is not possible. When expansion is complete, contraction is required. After some movement, you require some stillness. Between each of your efforts, you need to take a breath. Those who are able to live in harmony with their own dynamic rhythms never find themselves in a dead end. They are influenced by it. You need to stop dividing your concentration. You can slow down your field by using your breath. Extended exhalation results in increased time. Instead of making to-do lists, you should create energy rituals. Your day should be structured around the highs and lows of your energy, not just the time on the clock. Put an end to idolizing speed. To begin to practice clarity. The reason for this is that when your energy is coherent, time bends to embrace you. Last but not least, folks who have control over energy do not have to worry about their health. They do not seek fame and fortune. They are not able to exert an influence. Neither of them will run out of time. An even field is maintained by them, and the world will reorganize itself around them, mainly due to the fact that they comprehend the one thing that the world has never taught them. It is not possible to get what you want. You are the energetic match to whatever it is that you can get. You learned how to chase, how to perform, how to manage your time, how to control your image, and how to manage your outcomes from them. However, they did not instruct you on how to control your energy levels. Moreover, this is the reason why everything feels so weighty. The reason for this is that your energy field, which is the single most important factor in determining what you attract, what you tolerate, and what you produce, was never protected, never understood, and never educated. To this point, here is what you should do after that. Take baby steps. Before you answer, take one deep breath. One no that respects your nervous system is the answer. At least one moment of silence, even if the world around you is moving at a breakneck pace. This is due to the fact that when your energy field becomes sacred, your life starts to become independent. Where it changes is at this point, not until you have gained more knowledge. On the other hand, when you begin to appear as though your energy is the message, you represent the signal. Your presence is the frequency. The truth is revealed by your field even before you have uttered a single word. Make it more robust. Keep it safe. Have a life inside of it as if you were born there. It is because you do. If you are prepared to stop wasting power and begin taking control of your life from the inside out, then you are ready to begin. Get started right away. Do more than just listen. Make a move. Take a deep breath. Align yourself. Remember to do so. There is training in every instant. Regardless of what you do, your field will either become more powerful or become more dispersed. Pick the power option. Coherence is the option. Make your own decision. Be sure to keep an eye on what follows. This may have struck a chord with you on some level. If such is the case, stay with the sensation. Please click here to sign up for the free newsletter. I am going to provide you the challenge to master your energy field for 30 days. This is not simply additional content, a more profound activation, however. Tools that are real, there are actual shifts, a delivery made to your location, and in the event that you wish to proceed, check out the following video. Your field is already out of the way. It is not the time to stop the momentum. Last but not least, please leave a comment below with the words, "I reclaim it as my own power." This is the final reminder. It is the secret code, because you should prioritize the protection of your energy. Other than that, everything else comes into place. I am appreciative of your hearing. If you discovered anything of value, please leave a remark, and I will do my best to respond to each and every one of your comments. Until the next one comes around.